Weaponized incompetence is when you purposefully perform a task really poorly so that, now this is coming from the husband, so that your wife doesn't ever ask you to do it again, like folding laundry or grocery shopping or taking care of the kids or what have you. And you have a lot of these guys purposefully doing that out there and like laughing about it. But it's these same guys that will come to you after the fact and say, well, my wife's not attracted to me anymore. Listen, being a helpless loser is not hot at all. In fact, it's the ugliest thing on the planet if you're helpless doing the most basic task. So you can do this weaponized incompetence crap and your wife can be like, oh my God, not one fiber of my being is attracted to this man anymore.
Where does this guy go?
We've lived here for years. How does he not know where the pot lids go? It's fine. I'll just put it by myself.
Oh, great. Does this sound familiar? Hey, I'm Xander. I'm a regular dude, but I'm married to a sex therapist. Now, has your partner ever asked you to complete a task and you found yourself asking so many questions, your partner just ends up doing it themselves? Well, there's actually a name for that. It's called weaponized incompetence. While you're probably not doing this on purpose, it can cause some real issues in your relationship and your sex life. 55% of couples have said they've experienced this, and people of all genders can be guilty of doing it.
So watch this, y'all. Let me get out the way. Returning home after my 11-day vacation. Look at this. Yo. This is on purpose. Paper towel. So I'm not saying that her partner is a narcissist, y'all, but that is an example of weaponized incompetence. And of course, if you're new here, I'm actually a diagnosed narcissist, and I point out toxic people's traits and behaviors. Y'all, that's on purpose. That right there, this right here is an example of like, I was trying to clean it up, but you do a better job at it. This is when people play stupid or play dumb and just make it seem like you do tasks better, so they just allow you to do it. Like you couldn't pick the paper towel roll up or any of these toys or anything. And no, it's not just the kids either, because those are adult shoes right there, y'all. This is absolutely on purpose. This is like a punishment for going on a vacation and leaving me here with the kids. I'm gonna show you what happens. So if you're dealing with this or you're a victim of this, it makes you not want to go on vacation anymore because you don't want to come home to that right there. You can't enjoy time to yourself because you're scared of what you're gonna come home to. Like home absolutely destroyed or whatever, kids, you know, it just, her caption said, at least he kept the kids alive. Telling you, if you have a toxic, narcissistic partner, they will do this type of stuff on purpose just to pay you back for going out of town and leaving here with the kids. So so you don't want to do it anymore. And no, your partner doesn't have to be a narcissist to do that, but weaponized incompetence is a real thing, y'all. Oh, I don't know how to wash the clothes, so you do it better. I don't know how to run the dishwasher because you just do it better. They come out cleaner when you do it. It is absolutely 100% on purpose, and it's conditioning you to do everything. And before the toxic people hop in the comment section and saying, well, like, what? Maybe the other person pays all the bills and that's their job to clean up. Shut the fuck up. Like literally, shut the fuck up. Like when did paying all the bills absolve you of doing anything at home? Anything. That woo.
All right, I looked around like you said, and I don't think anything needs to be done. Okay, if you want me to fold the clothes, then you need to tell me to fold the clothes. I'm not a mind reader. Okay. Write me a list of things that need to get done, and I'll get them done, okay? Otherwise, I'm just going to be playing guessing games. What? Oh. What? Folding clothes.
Some signs that you might be experiencing weaponized incompetence in your relationship. You do all the household labor because it's an extra step to ask your partner to do it and then have to explain exactly how to do it. You feel resentment because you feel like you're doing a disproportionate amount of the work. Even if your partner agrees to do the work, you're over-explaining the steps or constantly looking over their shoulders or just expecting that you're gonna have to redo all of it. You don't feel like you can go to your partner when something unexpected comes up. You think they're lying about their ability to do shared responsibilities. You're constantly hearing things like, I don't know how to do that, or I'm just not good at it, or you're better than me.
Real quick, if you go over your homeboy's crib, right, y'all chilling, and he's like, hey bro, there's some Coronas in the fridge. Do you think he's just wanting you to know that he has beer in his fridge? Or is he offering you a beer? Right. So when your wife or your girlfriend is like, oh, you're going to the grocery store? The kiwis are on sale. Do you think she just wants you to know this random miscellaneous piece of information? Or is she telling you, hey, pick up some kiwis? Quickly. And don't get me wrong, I've struggled with this in the past, and I'm not perfect by any means, where I'm like, you need to communicate to me exactly what you want and what you need. That way I can give you what you want and what you need. Which, yeah, but also there can be implied meaning at times that you should be able to pick up if you're listening and if you are paying attention, because the onus isn't always on your partner to communicate to you in a way that you can understand. Sometimes you got to meet them where they are. All right, I'm preaching, but like meet them where they are and understand them because you know them. I hate preaching on here, but yeah.
Why is the kitchen floor covered in this sticky goo? Oh my God. You didn't put the ice cream cake away. You told me to pick up the cake at the store. I picked up the cake at the store. Everyone is arriving for the party in 10 minutes. Now we have no dessert and a huge mess. Why are you yelling at me about it? You didn't put it away. You left it on the counter. It needs to be frozen. You told me to pick it up from the store, and that's what I did. You didn't tell me to put it away. How am I supposed to know this ice cream cake needs to go in the freezer? So you took it out of a freezer at the store. You brought it home, and you didn't think that it might need to go back into a freezer? Like every other frozen grocery product, like regular ice cream? Look, I'm sorry I'm not as good at planning parties as you are, and I never do anything the way you want it. Like, nothing is ever good enough for you. It's not about what I want. I don't want the ice cream cake to be in a freezer. It needs to be in a freezer, or it ceases to be ice cream cake. Your standards are impossible to meet. It's not my standards, actually, it's thermodynamics.
As a mother, one thing I do not do or I do not allow when it comes to my child is to weaponize her incompetence. I don't reward that. I don't coddle that type of behavior. Because she know, Exhibit A. Y'all know I made a previous video about her reading. And some of these words, she act like she couldn't sound it out. She didn't know them, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take accountability. Bet. So I told her, I said, no TV. We're going to focus on reading. No, we're cutting out every single electronic, which I mean it's really just TV, but Nintendo Switch too. Baby, when I said that, next thing I know, this girl's sounding out words. She's reading. At this point, she's reading the sentences. And that is how children will try to play you. But you will never know if you don't push your child to their full potential. Because you want me to do the work for you while you just coast along. Absolutely not. I am not that type of mother. I told y'all I'm a if Johnny had 5 apples type of mama. And Monty know, and she know I don't play that. So, do you know this word, yes or no?
I asked my husband to put the leftovers away yesterday. It was ravioli. This is a trash bag. That's a trash bag.
Say it with me now. Weaponized incompetence. In a relationship, your partner's using their lack of knowledge as an excuse as to why they did the action that they did the way they did. She asked him for a favor, which was to put the leftovers away, which he did. And obviously him putting the leftovers away isn't a problem. It's how he stored the leftovers in the refrigerator that is a problem. And now this is going to be an argument because she's going to go confront him and say, hey, sweetheart, when you put the leftovers away, you put them in a plastic bag. And he's going to say, well, at least I put them away. That's what you asked me to do, so I did it. Meanwhile, he may not be acknowledging, or he may know why this is a problem, but he's using his lack of intelligence as an excuse as to why he did what he did. He's going to say in return, well, you didn't tell me I had to put it in a Tupperware. You didn't tell me I had to put it in the storage container. How am I supposed to know how to store that? Just because I didn't put it away the way you would put it away doesn't mean that it's wrong. I did what you asked me to do. It's never good enough for you. That's more likely how that conversation would go if she approaches him, because he seems like that type of person based off this one simple action. And of course, this tends to bleed out in other areas of the relationship. So for example, when it comes to cleaning the household, a lot of men like this would assume that their wife or their girlfriend are responsible solely for cleaning the place that they both live in. Therefore, when their girlfriend or wife confront them and say, hey, I need help cleaning an apartment, I need help cleaning the house. Well, you never told me and I don't know how to clean. This is your responsibility. You're always the one who's supposed to clean because this is a woman's job. And more likely, it'll become an issue. Weaponized incompetence is not an excuse to do shitty things in a relationship. You are an adult. You have access to Google. You have access to YouTube. You know what you can even do on top of that? You can ask your partner, hey, how did you want me to store this ravioli? What was the best way to store it so that way it stays as fresh as possible? Instead of, let me grab a trash bag and wrap it around the bowl and put it in the refrigerator, because that's how food is supposed to be stored. That's how my mom always stored food, with a trash bag. Come on now.
Sure you can watch the kids for a few hours? I have book club with the guys.
Yeah, sure. Can you move? You're blocking the game.
Okay, call me if you need anything.
The baby is crying and she won't stop.
Did you change her?
Where do you keep the diapers?
In the top drawer of the changing table. What?
How much longer are you gonna be? The kids and I are getting hungry.
I left a casserole in the fridge.
Tess Jr.'s allowed to play with your photography stuff, right?
Sorry, I gotta go. Apparently, my wife can't function without me. Try again next week. Maybe my neighbor's son can babysit.
Weaponized incompetence inside of coercive control and narcissistic abuse is so insidious because we can't pinpoint what's wrong, right? It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. And first off, if you're new here, my name is Dylan. I'm a survivor of narcissistic abuse. So what'll happen is they'll pretend like they can't understand you, or that you're not articulating yourself well enough, or that you're being too much or too sensitive, or it's just a joke and you took it wrong. And we spend great amounts of energy trying to help this person understand where we're coming from, trying to be calm doing it. And then eventually they weaponize vulnerability and breadcrumb a little bit of understanding. So say they've done something to harm us and we're trying to express ourselves and express what it is they've done or how we feel about it. And they don't understand. It takes hours, a lot of energy, back and forth, right? The abusers using word salad and confusing us, trying to deflect. And eventually they go, okay, I can understand a little bit. Let me see. And then we end up comforting them when they understand us a little bit because we're so excited that they get it at all. And so we comfort them. We're excited. Sometimes there's makeup sex. There's like a reunion, a little bit of like a mini love bomb come together. And then everything gets brushed under the carpet. Nothing gets taken care of. And it goes right back to the same, if not worse. And now we're not allowed to bring it up again because they're like, we covered that. We took care of that. Why do you keep bringing this up? Because nothing's different, because it keeps happening. Weaponized incompetence, creating cognitive dissonance, right? Confusing us and keeping us trapped inside of the trauma bond. So
my wife told me one night, she said, Sean, I'm going to bed early. I left some food on the stove. Can you put it away before you go to bed? I said, sure. There are 4 pots on the stove. I go to the refrigerator, I make room, and I put each pot neatly into the refrigerator. I put the food away. She comes down the next day, goes to the refrigerator, sees that I put the 4 pots in the refrigerator, and says, why did you put the pots in the refrigerator?
So the point he was attempting to make is that women need to be more specific when they're asking for certain things from their partner. And I feel like that's a disingenuous argument. I think this is weaponized incompetence. You did the job technically, but you didn't do the job effectively. Now, it's one thing if you saw when she put the food away, she put the pots in the fridge, but if you knew that she usually puts the food in Tupperware bowls, she usually runs the pots to the dishwasher, like you know her usual process, why would you intentionally do it wrong? I know why you did it, because you wanted to do it badly so she'll never ask you to do it again. But since you like examples so much, let me try. Let's say you're super tired and you call home and you're like, are you making dinner? And I said, yes, I'm making dinner. And you're like, okay, that's fine. You pass all of these fast food restaurants, all of these other options, and you come all the way home, only to find that on the counter, there is a frozen lasagna that takes 2 hours to cook. If you wanted me to preheat the oven and put it in there and follow the instructions and bake the lasagna, why didn't you tell me? Why weren't you specific? These are the same men that claim they want to be leaders, but need a step-by-step tutorial for leftovers.
Hey, morning, the baby is crying for you. Are you gonna get up? Apparently it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. The boys are making you some breakfast. Do you have a tray or something they can put the food on? I think the baby just wants daddy. Do you want to just show me where the tray is? I can't find it. What do you want to do today? Did you make any plans? The kitchen is a disaster. Don't worry about it today. Father's Day. You can just clean it up tomorrow. I would clean it, but I don't know where anything goes. Hey, can you come downstairs and watch the boys? I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'll probably take a quick nap.